Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Okay, so I'm giving it to Swamiji now. Okay, the phone is going to Swamiji, and you will see him and hear him also. I think you should give that up. Huh? Okay. I told him the link straight away. Everybody can see him, but they couldn't hear him.
Yes, we can see him.
Yeah, just 1 minute. Okay, they are still trying to do something. I don't know why. You can just continue with mine. I'll give you the yeah, I'm giving you.
Okay. Hari Om.
Yes.
Hello, hear me now?
Yes.
You can hear?
Yes.
Hearing from mine, no?
Oh, from you?
Yes, we are able to see.
I don't see on the
You are
screen. I
able
don't know
to
because
see
we don't.
as well as hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you can hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me?
Yeah, they can hear.
All right. So question is, what is the difference between Bhagavan and Brahman? That's the question. Brahman and Bhagavan, what is the difference, right? Is there a question?
Yes.
Yes, Swami.
Yes,
But
Swami.
she doesn't hear me. Komal,
Yeah. Yes, Guruji.
वही question है ना?
Yes.
So answer is Bhagavan is not different from Brahman. Imagine
Yes.
an actor coming on the stage in the costume of a king. Imagine an actor coming on the stage on the costume of the king. But what is the difference between actor and the king? King is none other than actor in the costume. Actor with costume is called king. Similarly, Brahman with the costume of Maya is called Bhagavan. Brahman alone is called Bhagavan. Brahman with the costume of Maya. Maya means omniscience, omnipotent, omnipresence. With that costume, Brahman is called Bhagavan. The meaning of the word Bhagavan, Bhagaha asya asti iti Bhagavan, the one who possesses Bhaga is called Bhagavan. What is Bhaga? Aishwaryasya, Samagra Aishwarya, the overlordship, Yashaha, the fame, Shriyaha, the wealth, Dharma, the righteousness, Jnana, knowledge, Moksha, the liberation. One who possesses all of these in total measure is called Bhagavan. So he possesses all the knowledge, all liberation, all dharma, all yashas or kirti. This is called his costume. So Brahman putting on the costume is called Bhagavan. This is called Brahman, Nirguna Brahma. Bhagavan is Saguna Brahma, if you want to use those expressions. Nirguna Brahma, Saguna Brahma. But don't think that they are two different. Nirguna Brahma only with the costume of guna is called saguna.
Okay.
So when Brahman puts on the costume of sattva guna, he is creator, sustainer, dissolver, is called Bhagavan.
Okay.
So Brahman alone is called Brahma when he creates. Brahman is called Vishnu when he protects. Brahman is called Rudra when he destroys. Brahman alone goes by all the names. In Rig Veda it is said, Ekam Sat Vipraha Bahuda Vadanti. Sat is one, Brahman is one. The wise call Brahman by various names depending upon the function that Brahman performs. When Brahman performs the function of creation, it is called Brahma. When Brahman performs the function of sustenance, it is called Vishnu. When Brahman performs the function of destruction, it is called Rudra. So all the devatas can be called Bhagavan. They are all different manifestations of one Brahma, one reality. So when you are worshipping Bhagavan, you are worshipping Brahman. On the stage, when you shake hands with the king, you are shaking hands with the actor. You follow? Even if the actor comes in the costume of beggar,
Mhm.
when you shake hands with a beggar, you are shaking hands with a billionaire, isn't it so? Because it is a billionaire actor who is in the costume of the beggar. So just tell that beggar is not different from actor. Actor alone manifests as beggar. So Bhagavan, possessing all the bhaga or Aishwarya or glory, is nothing but manifestation of Brahman. So when you worship Bhagavan, worshipping Brahman. Is it clear?
Yes, Guruji, but I have a question. We say that Brahman does not have any attributes, but it is just consciousness and it is akarta also. Then how does it manifest into these forms? When Brahman is not doing anything, just a sakshi.
Wonderful, very good. That is called Maya.
Okay.
The Brahman who doesn't do anything, he has to do everything.
Okay.
Brahman who is without any gunas appears to possess all the gunas because there is nobody else, there is only one entity. Brahman. Therefore, in the absolute sense, Brahman is nirgunam, akartru, akarbhutru. From Vyavahara, same Brahman is doing everything. So without doing anything, he is doing everything. Without doing anything, Brahman does everything. You know what it means is, you can say that in the presence of Brahman, everything gets done. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that my presence, my Prakriti, my Maya does everything. It creates, sustains, destroys in my presence. Just as in the presence of electricity, the motor runs, the bulb glows, the fan rotates, the refrigerator cools, the heater heats in the presence of electricity. Similarly, in presence of Brahman, the consciousness, everything happens at the level of Prakriti or Upadhi or Maya. Therefore, Brahman does not need to do anything for everything to happen. That's a great thing. for everything to happen in the world, like creation, sustenance, dissolution, jo bhi ho raha hai, whatever is happening, Brahman does not need to do anything, not even bat an eyelid. You know, Lord Vishnu sustains the whole universe, right? But do you see Lord Vishnu is lying on the serpent bed? His eyes half closed. You see picture?
Yes.
Meaning that in order to run the whole universe, Lord Vishnu does not need to do anything. By His presence, everything happens. If he has to do something, he'll get tired, exhausted someday. So everything happens. Creation, sustenance, destruction, everything happens in the universe in the presence of consciousness, presence of Brahman.
So, Swamiji, Maya is also, one question. Maya is also a manifestation of Brahman?
Maya is just the explanation of how Brahman, without doing anything, does everything. How to explain that? So, the Maya is a factor introduced to say that, like it, Maya is costume. And so, at the level of costume, Brahman does everything. Like the beggar on the stage, the actor begs but does not beg. You know? From the standpoint of the onlookers, or the audience, he is begging. From his own standpoint, he does not do anything. So, from our standpoint, Brahman is doing everything. From his own standpoint, does not do anything. Meaning that Brahman does not need to do anything for everything to happen. That's magic. You and I will get exhausted in a short time. Brahman is from time beginningless, infinite, limitless, consciousness it is. In presence of Brahman, everything happens. So that Brahman, at the level of happening, is called Bhagavan. Though Rupa is Brahman, consciousness, at the level of happening, is called Bhagavan, Ishvara, Vishnu, Rudra, Shiva, Brahma. Right?
Got it, Swamiji. Thank you. Thank you.
One more question, Swamiji. That is by Koman's husband. What is the best way to do japa, concentrate and avoid thoughts besides your regular daily prayers?
What is the way to do japa so that?
Very prayerful japa person. So what is the best way to do japa with concentration and avoid thoughts? Besides, he does his daily prayers also. But besides that, he wants to do japa with concentration.
Right. There are several ways. One way is while doing japa, focus attention on the words of japa. Om Namah Shivaya. Suppose you are doing that japa.
He will have Sikh japa. You can ask him.
Yeah. So, whatever mantra you are reciting, focus attention on that mantra as much as you can. If the mind gets distracted, bring it back to the mantra. Meaning that the way to concentrate the mind in japa is to focus attention on the mantra which you are repeating. Now, sometimes it is difficult to concentrate when we are doing japa mentally. That time you can even recite the name. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So in your own, you can remember. You can hear. Sometimes you can chant loudly also. Yes. Sometimes chant loudly, then it's easier to concentrate the mind. Then you can lower the volume and make it murmuring. Then you lower the further and do it mentally, depending upon our mind is not always the same. Sometimes the mind is quiet and it is easier to concentrate. Sometimes the mind is a little restless, difficult to concentrate. Therefore, if the mind is not very quiet, then you can recite your nama loudly also in your own room or with a low volume.
Whisper.
Because very often doing japa at the level of mind is little difficult when the mind is not very calm. If mind is disturbed, if something has happened, therefore it may be a good idea to spend a few minutes before starting the japa. It may be a good idea to spend a few minutes quietening the mind.
Okay.
The thoughts are going on in the mind. Try to observe the thoughts and you find that mind is little excited, restless, reacting because something has happened. Then first stage is to try to quieten the mind. In Vedanta, it's called Pratipaksha Bhavana. Suppose the mind is angry for some reason. You can neutralize anger by Shama, forgiveness, compassion. Mind is worried, afraid.
Mind is wavering all the time. Most of the time, mind is wavering, and
Wavering.
thoughts keep on coming. So
Yes.
how to avoid doing loudly or doing whisper?
Yes, loudly is the best way. When you find that the mind has become quiet, then you can lower the volume of your chanting. If you find mind is quiet, you can then do it mentally.
Okay.
If mind is wavering, then you can even focus your attention on the form, but they don't have the form. So, Guruji ka, you can focus your attention on the Guruji.
Okay.
And then chant the mantra. So that will give you an anchor where you can focus the mind. Because when you focus mind on Guruji, then the bhakti also comes. If this japa is done with bhakti, with devotion, it helps more. It's better. Otherwise it becomes mechanical.
How to avoid mechanical repetition?
When you bring in bhakti, devotion, if you are chanting mantra of the Guruji, have Guruji's picture in front of your mind. Discover the love, devotion for the Guruji, and then chant the mantra. So if the chanting takes place with bhakti or devotion, it becomes easier. And then the mind may waver. Again, bring back the mind to the Guruji. So that you require an anchor, you require something, somewhere to focus the mind. Anything that creates in you bhava of devotion, bhakti, if the thought of Guruji or the picture of Guruji creates bhakti in you, keep that, focus the mind on that, and then do japa. Bhakti is important. For focusing the mind, bhakti is very important. As much it is there, it is easier to concentrate.
I will try my best.
Please, yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
There's one question from Krishna Pratap who has not come. He had to go to hospital, but he wanted this question. It is understood that each of our life follows as per our plan. He is from Hyderabad. But it is also understood that we have a free will and we need to guide our intellect to make choices, which he calls as Purusha Prayatna. Can we cross our prarabdham by our Purusha Prayatna? If so, to what extent? Then he says, Yoga Guru Sri BPS Iyengar, by his choices, became a world guru from sick boy, by his choices, and even conquered early death. So have many great people like even Gandhiji. So please enlighten. So what is role of Purushartha in Prarabdha? Okay, some more questions are coming.
What is important or common about these great people that you mentioned is their commitment to a goal of life. They had a goal in front of them, a cause, some worthwhile cause. That BKS Iyengar, that yoga guru, wanted to be strong, healthy, strong, in command. So, if you have that passion for your goal, so number one, there should be a worthy goal in life. Not some ordinary worldly goal, but a worthy goal in life. And discover a commitment or passion for that goal, then it will become possible for you to concentrate all your energy into that goal. It is possible to change the prarabdha if all our energy is focused upon the goal. And that happens when you have a commitment to the goal, the passion for the goal. Like Mahatma Gandhi, a passion for freedom, for truth, for non-violence. So you find that in the life of these great people, they were able to concentrate all their energy in trying to accomplish that goal. We become as great as what we are, depending upon what commitment we have. Number one, understanding about the goal of life. What do you want in life? Why do you want to change prarabdha? Suppose you want to change the prarabdha, what do you want? What you want, your commitment should be stronger. The commitment you have for your goal, more possible it may become to change your prarabdha. Overcome your weakness. Prarabdha means what comes in the way are our own weaknesses or limitations. They prevent us from totally dedicating ourselves to the goal. Therefore, discover a worthy goal in life. Moksha is a huge goal, but we can have intermediate goals. Let us say that your goal is that you want to be a kind person, a compassionate person, a good person. Even that is a worthwhile goal. And then whatever action you perform, bring in the kindness, the goodness in the action. then you gather that strength from within yourself. More strength. More strength we gather, more possible it becomes to struggle against the prarabdha. It's not easy. But what is important is that we have a worthwhile goal that inspires our mind. That inspiration helps us to invoke the energy from ourselves and put up a battle or fight against the prarabdha. So all these great people were able to do what they did. That includes many people. Many sports people are there, many artists are there, all great people. Even movie stars, sports stars, anybody. We see their life, we will find a total commitment, a great passion. And they were invoking the energy from themselves. All of them had to overcome a lot of difficulties. It doesn't come easy. But they were able to do that. Or we are able to do what we are doing in the extent to which we have the commitment to a goal. Otherwise, mind is wavering, jaise kaha nahi. Sing. As you say, my mind is wavering. Our minds are wavering. Because the mind does not have a clarity of what it wants. It wants this, wants that, wants this, wants that, keeps on wavering. Because the mind has not discovered a worthy goal in the life which can inspire the mind. If what I want to achieve inspires me, then mind will be focused. And there were all the people of accomplishment in every field. You find that they work very hard because they were inspired, enthused, inspired, upon commitment. And that is what enabled them to overcome the difficulties. Now we don't have a person to,
One person, Suchasmita Das, she wanted to ask a question. I've asked her to put on her, put on a video so that we can at least see her. Suchasmita.
There she is. Yes, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Okay. Namo Narayana Guruji. First of all, thank you so much. Your videos have helped me throughout the, I've only recently started attending the sessions, and they've been immensely helpful. So thank you so much for putting them out, putting the videos out there. So my question was, recently I watched this video where you spoke on the importance of differentiating between the form and the substance, the essence rather. So, and you showed us how it's important to focus on the essence rather than only on the form. So I think you spoke about how the pot made of clay should be rather qualified as a clay that has been made into a pot rather than a pot made of clay. So the focus being on the essence rather than on the form. So I was just curious to know your opinion on something like art, because art resides, in my opinion, to a large extent in the form rather than only in the substance. So I was just wondering where you would locate the value of art then, if it resides mainly in the form. I realize that my question is a little flawed because the essence in art is also there. It's not only form, but I was just curious to know your opinion on something like that.
My net is gone.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Swamini just reminded the example Then we call that we call that object clay pot. But the right expression will be potty clay. Let's understand that example first. The object which is in front of me, we think it is a pot. What it is clay, really. You follow that? What we call a pot is on the top also it is clay, bottom also it is clay, on the side also it is clay. The weight is clay, the taste is clay, the smell is clay. So the object that I have in my hand, let us say, is clay, having in the form of pot. It is not a pot made of clay, it is clay in the form of pot. You follow the difference? So what you are asking is of a different nature, but let us first clarify the example. That what we have is nothing but Ishvara in all this form. Ultimately. So what is the substance? The forms are all different. Swami is one form, Susmita is another form, and so many forms are there, names are there. So we think that that is what it is. There were that Smita is what she is, but then if I realize that what I am communicating to is Ishvara in the form of you, Ishvara in the form of Swamiji, Ishvara in the form of Mr. Singh, Mr. Mehra, etc. Follow? Then our Vyavahara will be different. Oh, this is Ishvara, Bhagavan, in this form. Bhagavan in that form. Many years ago, I saw a commercial where children were playing with other children. And all of a sudden, one of them was Sachin Tendulkar. He just showed up. So children did not know that they were playing with Sachin Tendulkar. And I was so happy. If we realize that we are talking to Bhagavan in that form, our whole attitude will change. You are talking to a person. Then all of a sudden you realize, hey, this is your mother. Suppose you're talking on the phone, you don't quite recognize. Then, oh, this is my mother. Then the whole attitude changes. Gone, she's gone.
She's there, her net
She's
is
been
not
gone.
good,
Okay.
she'll be listening.
All right. So this was the thought behind that substance and form. That what is important is substance and form is only incidental. Substance is essential, form is incidental. What is important is substance. What is actually form?
Yeah.
So what Vedanta teaches us is that we are all different forms, but then what is substance which I have made? I am made of Ishvara. Who are you? Ishvara in that form. Who is Swami? Ishvara in that form. If we shift our attention, focus from form to the substance of the form. That's what Vedanta wants to teach us. So in course of time, we recognize everybody is Ishvara. Now, your question was of a different nature. You talk of art. It's a form. Art is not painting, let us say. In that form also you are trying to express something, is it not? Express love. Some theme is there. So every work of art, there is a theme. You want to express love, struggle, compassion, success, failure, appointment, disappointment, beauty, something like that. You are to express what? Is it not so? The form ultimately express, for example, all our murtis, vigraha, the form expressing divinity. Himalaya is the form expressing grandeur. Ganges is the form expressing purity. Lord Shiva is the form expressing tranquility. Lord Krishna is the form expressing love and joy. Lord Rama is the form expressing dharma, righteousness. So also art, through that form, whether it is sculpture, it is painting, it is music, whatever, or dance, whatever form of art is, through that form, the artist is always trying to express a theme. You just don't do drawing for the sake of drawing. You want to communicate something, is it not so?
Yeah.
Communicate. So what you
Yeah.
want to communicate is substance through that form.
Right. Yeah.
For example, your mother's birthday is there and you bring a gift. Birthday gift. Gift is a form. What you're expressing is your love for your mother. To express the spirit, we need a form. Spirit is something very subtle, not tangible. Form is tangible. Through the tangible form, we are trying to express something intangible. Because love doesn't have form. So shake hands, you do namaskara, you extend help. All these are forms to express your feeling. Therefore, what is important in the form is the theme or the substance. I just said earlier to Mrs. Singh that the Rig Veda says that the truth is one and sages call it by different names. So all names and forms are medium to express a spirit or substance. So also art. Are you an artist? Do you draw? Do you paint?
I used to, but I was thinking of starting again. So it's been a while. But I was really, thank you so much for your answer.
So
It's
whenever
really
you did,
helpful.
whenever you painted, you had something in mind that you want to express through your painting. Is it not so?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And that is called the substance or the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is important. Form is important, but without form you cannot express it. But what you want to express becomes more important than form ultimately. But form is required for the substance. So Vedanta teaches that ultimate substance is Bhagavan, is Brahman, is Ishvara. In all these forms. And so you have to work on that so that Just as a pot reminds you of clay, an ornament makes you see the gold, so also the forms help us see Bhagavan. Then you accomplish your goal.
So I think that is the questions. If anybody has any questions, you can ask now. It looks like nobody has questions. Yeah. If you have question, you can raise your hand. Okay. Ravi, you have any questions?
No, not at the moment. I'm just trying to incorporate whatever I have heard till now. So, yeah.
Monica, any questions?
No, to a great extent, it has been answered. I had doubt, like generally, Swamiji, I just wanted to know when we actually initially start into the path of spirituality, we are generally confused between again the form and the same. So again, as you said, that form is simply an expression and incidental. So how important is it? Important are the rituals?
So let me
when we are,
understand you. You say we get confused with the form. So what is the nature of confusion?
no, I'm not saying confused. What I'm saying is when we start on the when we get into spirituality, like how important are the rituals?
That depends. Everything has its own importance.
Okay.
Yes. But then depends upon your preparedness.
Okay.
Everything need not be done by everybody. Usually rituals are a process of developing a relationship with Ishvara.
Okay.
Suppose you have a Vigraha of Lord Krishna. Rituals will involve inviting him, giving him seed, bathing him, decorating him, feeding him, you follow? So all of these help us.
Okay.
Developing slowly a relationship and intimacy with the Lord, with the form.
Basically, it is to increase the bhakti, if I understand it correctly.
Right. To evolve the bhakti and increase the bhakti.
Okay. So it is basically more of a cleansing part for us so that we get more connected to Ishvara. And
Exactly. In the day-to-day life also, when somebody wants to cultivate a relation with somebody else, we do something, some act of kindness, bring a gift, do this. So all such little things we do.
Right.
To cultivate the relationship.
So, okay.
Similarly with Ishvara also. Bhagavan also.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bhatya uncle, you have any question? You can ask any question. Mine is gone. The beauty of Zoom is it will Bhatya uncle, you have any question? You can ask any question.
थैंक यू वेरी मच कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है
ठीक है
Disconnected song. So you only will have to wind up. It's come back. Okay. We have had over 1 hour now. So I think that should be okay. If nobody has, this is your chance. can ask. Eh? Mine is going on, coming and going. You know, we have
That's you.
had 1 hour now. So I think that should be okay. If nobody has questions, this is your chance. You can ask. Okay? Mine is going on, coming in. But in this spotlighted. Okay, I think we can because the is going. Oh. Suddenly spotlighted. Okay, I think.
Tattvabodha.
No, she's saying not clear.
Okay.
Okay. No, she's saying not clear. Okay, I think Swamiji will conclude the meeting now. Okay.
Pranam Swamiji.
Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Yes, Anita.
Namaskar. I was very happy to talk to you this morning. And Swami arranged similar meetings in future.
Yes. And it will be big now. Next time it will be big. This our Sita is here. Is there a Shraddha Ma? But
Yeah.
video is not on. Want to say something? Shraddha? Shraddha Ma?
I don't see her.
Can't see her. Ah, there she is. Yes, yes. Shraddha, Shraddha Ma, put your video on.
Yeah.
It's in
Swamiji.
Vrindavan.
Hari Om Swamiji. You
There you
know
are.
me.
There you are. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I was there at your function. It was, I just wanted to do your darshan and, well, I was a little late for the meeting though. But then next time I'm going to have some, I hope I get some nice questions too. Because you'll be able to, I'm sure, answer them so nicely for me. I'll collect questions whenever I have Swamiji.
Okay, great. Nice to see you.
Great to see. Are Swamiji, aapke darshan ho gaye. I know. I'm so happy. Thank you, Vali.
Yes, well, very happy to meet all of you. And all the best to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you, Swamiji. Pranam,
Oh.
Swamiji.
Pranam Swamiji.
That's it.
Pranam Swamiji. Thank you so much.
Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam Swamiji.
No.